Hello. We are having 101 with Miss Samira Rafaela for European Parliament. In recent years, Samira, born 1989, has worked both nationally and internationally to bridge the gap between different communities and worlds. She did this from various positions such as strategic advisor, board advisor, policy maker, international trainer, speaker, social entrepreneur in Africa, and adversity ambassador for D66. So Samira is a candidate with a unique racial and professional background with aspirations for the European Parliament. She is number 3 on the D66 party list for the upcoming European Parliament election on the 23rd of May. So in this discussion, we will learn more about this candidate and why she is running for this office. So feel free right now to join us in this discussion on YouTube live, on Radio Voice of Niger, or you can WhatsApp us on 0626046432 should you have any question for Miss Samira. You can also call the studio line right now as the interview is going on 020-3374-160 in case you want to interact with Miss Samira. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Help me welcome Miss Samira to Majesty TV. Welcome, honey.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're so, your eyes are dazzling. Ready to grab something.
Yes, I am. I am ready. Yes, to start taking over the world.
I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see you and to see a woman of your age ready to go to the House of Parliament.
Yes.
So please tell me a little bit about who Samira is. Tell our audience who you are.
Yes.
Who is Samira?
Yeah. So thank you very much, and also thank you for watching and for listening.
Yeah.
I am Samira Rafaela, and I'm now a candidate for the European Parliament.
Yeah.
For May 23, we can all vote.
Yeah.
Which is really important. And the reason, I always start with the reason why I want to go into politics. But first, let me start with who I am. I mean, I grew up in a small town here in the Netherlands, in the northern part of the Netherlands, Uitgeest. But I always say that I had this world union at home.
Okay.
Because I'm a daughter of a Dutch Curaçaoan woman.
Okay.
And a Nigerian, Ghanaian man. So I had different cultures.
What do you mean?
I had many cultures and religions at home. So that made me really aware of that there are different cultures and different worlds in the world itself.
Yeah.
But also as a daughter of a man who came from Africa to Europe himself to find better life.
Yes.
Socially, economically.
Yeah.
Because my father, he grew up in Ghana. Born in Nigeria, he grew up in Ghana. And he needed to come to Africa, like many others, to take care of his family over there.
Yes.
And that made me really aware, since I was really young, that, the welfare is not divided equally in the world.
No, it's not.
And that made me choose to go into politics. And now for the European Parliament, because that is the level in politics where we can really work on equality, on peace, on safety.
Yes.
And because I grew up with all these different cultures, I think that is the reason why I want to go into the international politics.
Yes.
But also that from Europe I can work with also the African continent. Yes.
That is so good. So if I may repeat what you said about your father, is born in Ghana or born in Nigeria,
and he grew up in Ghana. Yes.
And then he migrated from Ghana here.
Yeah, and I have two sisters, by the way, living in Ghana. And one is already already moved to Belgium, by the way.
Yeah.
And the other one still lives in
Yeah.
Accra.
Yeah.
But yes, he was born in Nigeria, and then he grew up in Ghana.
It's awesome. International community.
Yes, and his mother is from Ghana.
Yeah.
And his father is from Nigeria.
Really?
Yes.
This is so beautiful.
It is.
Wow.
Yeah, so I have
So,
both of
yeah,
these worlds.
yeah. So that's what generated your interest in
Yes,
wanting to
yes.
work with the international
Exactly, and
community.
Yes, and specifically with the African diaspora.
Yeah.
I also became a social entrepreneur myself in Ghana. I worked with young, talented people in the fashion industry in Ghana. But also it made me really motivated to work on, for example, migration.
Yes.
I find it really important that we treat migrants, very humane and ethically.
Yeah.
And that is what I want to be changed in Europe.
Migration.
Migration.
So you are interested in that?
Yes, to make sure that people have, that especially people with a migrant background in Europe have fair chances that they are being treated equally.
Yes, exactly.
And also when it comes to, for example, discrimination, racism, because that is what people with, for example, also an African background in Europe are dealing with.
Yeah, it's true.
That is something I don't want to accept, and that is something that I want to work on.
Yes. That is very, very powerful. I'm excited knowing that this is your ambition.
Yes, it is.
Oh, awesome. So what triggered your interest in seeking for an office in the European Parliament? What triggered your interest?
The interest in the European...
All of this.
All of this. Yeah, well, so the combination of growing up with different cultures, but also because on the European level, what often people don't know is that on the European level, we are making laws, we are making rules that affect your life, your daily practice.
Yes.
In terms of healthcare, in terms of education, in terms of the workforce, So these are really important legislation that we make on the European level, and often people don't know about that, but it is really important that there are politicians there on the European level that can affect it positively.
Yes.
Yes.
So very important that we have our own people in the European Parliament.
Exactly.
Because if they are not there to participate in the lawmaking, then something can go wrong.
Yes, and then they don't decide with it, and they don't decide for a community. Like, for example, I find that now we have a lack of representation of people with different backgrounds in politics. So we need to have more, especially in the European Parliament. We need more
equal representation
of
different ethnic groups and different.
Exactly, it's really important.
Really,
because, for example, when you look at the specific subject of the trade agreements, for example, between Europe and Africa. What is important that there are also people then in the European Parliament that know about what is important when it comes to trade, for example, the continent of Africa, or who have experience with trade with Africa, in Africa, and that they can take into account also the needs of African countries when we talk about new trade agreements, for example.
Yes.
Because we have a very large group of also African diaspora here in Europe, and they can represent, therefore, also the needs of Europe, but also the needs of the African continent, for example, in these trade agreements.
But how integrated are you with the African diaspora organizations here?
Yes, I am, because I'm actually one of the social entrepreneurs myself.
Okay.
And the recent years, I also here in Amsterdam in the Belmer, I also organized the meetings for the African young diaspora.
Okay.
So that we got to talk about, what are the challenges? How can we make the connection between Europe and Africa.
Yes.
And I myself have worked with the young talented tailors,
Yeah.
tailors and designers in Ghana, in Accra.
Really?
Yes.
Did you bring them here? What did you do with them?
We did. We didn't like bring them here, but what we did is that we worked with them.
Yes.
And I went to Ghana, for example, to meet with them, and then think about the new designs that I could like broadcast and show
Yeah.
over here
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also to show their talent in Europe.
Yes.
And to broadcast their talent. So, for example, what we did is with one designer, Steve French, his name is Steve French in
Yeah.
Accra.
Yeah.
I designed, for example, a dress for a senator, Petra Stine, a couple of years ago.
Okay. You design?
Yes, together with Steve.
Yeah,
Together
okay.
with Steve.
Okay.
So we designed the dress, and the senator here in the Netherlands wore the dress, so that also created exposure
Yeah.
for the project and for the talent over there
Okay.
in Ghana.
Yeah.
So that, for example, is an example
Yeah.
of what I myself did within with social entrepreneurship. But
Okay.
yes, I that is what I did.
But
in
what
recent
was the
years.
benefit of that to that the seamstress or the tailor in Africa?
Yeah,
how
well,
did
it
how
is-
did he benefit from it?
Well, he did, because he got the in terms of the income, in terms of the exposure.
Yeah.
And he actually got it was really good, because actually
Wow, that's good.
a time after that he also got a really nice prize.
Yeah, yeah.
at the Dutch embassy in Ghana. For
Really?
So
Awesome.
it's yes. So it's really important that we also use the social entrepreneurship to recognize the talent that we also have
Yeah.
in Africa.
Yeah.
And in my case,
Yeah.
Ghana. Yes.
Awesome. You're proud that you're a Ghanaian?
Sorry?
Are you proud that you are a Ghanaian?
Yes, of course. Yes, I am really proud of my identity, and all these mixed cultures that
It's so beautiful.
I got
Yeah.
made me. I think it made me the human being that I am now.
Yes.
Because it made me understand different perspectives,
Yes.
and that is what I want to bring in the
This is
European
so beautiful.
Parliament.
Yes. Oh, this is so awesome. It's so beautiful. And you're highly articulated.
Well, thank you.
Very intelligent. Oh, I'm proud of you.
Thank
So how far have you gone with your campaign?
Yes. Well, it's going really great. Because what I said is
Are people accepting you?
yes.
They don't see that you are too young to
Oh, you always
to
you,
participate in
Yes.
decision making.
you always get these questions.
Yeah.
But the thing is that I am young, but I am experienced. I have professional experience.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
field experience.
Yeah.
And also experience as a human being here living in this world.
Yeah.
And that made me who I am. So that's
Yes.
what I'm always telling people. But I got really positive reactions, also from the community,
Yeah,
from the
yeah.
Caribbean community, but also from the African community, that people are proud and
Yes.
yes, so it's really positive. And the campaign so far is going really good, because I said that my campaign should be about others. I want to tell the story in the first place that I think is important about social equality, about safety and peace in the world. But I also want to use this campaign to listen to other people and to what they find important.
Yes.
Because, every day now I am truly inspired by all the conversations that I have with
Yeah.
different people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell our listeners a little bit more about your ancestral roots, and if people are going to vote for you, what would that mean to you?
Yeah. Well, what that means to me is a lot, because it says something about how people accept you for who I am. And
Yes.
probably they believe in your story.
Mhm.
And my story is about equal chances. I want people to be equally treated in Europe, and I want that we in Europe accept the diversity, that we
Yes.
celebrate it, and that we use it,
Mhm.
so that people and Europe is connected.
Yeah.
And I want a social Europe, so that means that the priority here is that we make sure that everyone got equal chances. So if it's about education,
Yeah.
if it's about healthcare,
Yeah.
if it's about migration,
Yes.
I want that everyone can participate in this continent. And then safety, because I work for the police, which is a really important topic for me.
Yeah.
I want everyone to be safe in Europe, so that means that we need to work with
Safety
other member
Europe,
states in Europe,
Yeah.
so that we can make sure that we are protected in the streets, but also on the internet. We need to work together when it comes to security. So these are the three really important topics that I have. That we
Yes.
celebrate the differences.
Yes.
That we make sure that priority is equal chances for everyone.
Yes.
And safety and security in Europe.
Do you think that is achievable?
Yes, it is.
That equality you are
Yes, it is.
anticipating to have.
Because what is necessary now, especially now, when we want to counter, when we want to fight against, for example, racism,
Yes.
discrimination, populism, extremism, we need to work together in Europe.
Yes.
We need to work together, especially with the progressive parties, with the left parties, with the mid parties.
Yes.
It's really important that we work together, that we stick together, and then we can manage.
It's true.
Then we can manage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, this is awesome. I'm so thrilled at the sort of intelligence that is coming out of you at your age. So I hope the younger ones like you will come out
Yes.
in their masses to vote for you.
Oh, because I want to say something about the young voters. Really, the young voters, they need to get out.
Yes.
May 23.
Yeah.
The European elections are extremely important.
Yes.
Please don't underestimate that.
Yes.
Because like I already told, it's about legislation. It's about how it affects your life.
Yeah.
And a couple of weeks ago, I met with Barack Obama.
Okay.
I got to talk to him
Yeah.
shortly, and I was at his meeting where he spoke to 300 other young leaders
Yeah.
in Europe.
Yeah.
And he said that, especially young people, they need to vote, because you cannot accept that, for example, other people are deciding it for you.
Yes.
You need to think about your future, and
Yeah.
you need to decide about that too.
It's true.
And that was a really powerful message from Barack Obama.
Yes.
And I really hope that, especially the young voters, and also,
Yes.
why is that? Because the new generation, we need to stand up for the generations that took care of us.
Yes. Yeah.
For the older generation, we need to make sure that they get a good pension, that they have good health care, and that they stay safe. And that is
Yes.
what we, as the new generation politicians, can take care of.
Okay.
So they need to vote.
The young ones need to come out and vote.
Yes.
They need to come out and vote in case they want to see a change
Exactly.
in Europe.
And a good and positive change for their future, they need to vote. Yes.
So your campaign is focused on strong,
Yes.
that's what you call static, and the social and safe Europe.
Yes.
So what does that mean to you?
Yeah. So like I said, that this strong Europe for me is about that we celebrate this diversity. Is that we work together based on these differences, but that we also celebrate it.
Yes.
But a strong Europe also means that we work with the rest of the world, based on fair and sustainable conditions. And a social Europe for me is, again, that is the priority of equality. Make sure that everyone has access to education, good health care, that you're being protected in the workforce, that you're not being discriminated, that there's no exclusion, but that we also have a humane and ethical migration policy.
Yeah.
And then a safe Europe is that we stay safe, that we stay secure in Europe, secured, and that means that we need to work together on a European level.
Yeah.
That we need to do that. For example, also cybersecurity.
Yes.
Because nowadays,
A lot is happening through that.
Exactly.
Yes.
When we talk about a crime, when we talk about cybersecurity, they don't know borders.
No.
So we need to work together. So that for me is a strong, social and safe Euro.
Yes, exactly. So, look into the camera and tell people how they may vote for you come the 23rd of May.
Yes. So, you can vote May 23, and you will receive this card in your box, in your mailbox. So it will be sent to your address, and you can go to a place where you can vote May 23, and just make sure that you vote on list 1, and then you can use the red pencil to put it on number 3.
Number 3.
Yes.
You have heard it. D66 number 3. Samira Rafaela for European Parliament.
Thank you.
Come 23rd
Yes.
of May.
And please vote with and about your future.
Yes, it is very important. Those of you who are youngsters, please come out and support a youngster like this. Her stars are too bright that if you follow Samira, I think you are following the right person. Yes, yes, I'm proud of you.
Thank you so much.
Wow, this is awesome. So, in case you are just joining this broadcast, it is 101 with Miss Samira Rafaela for European Parliament on the 23rd of May. Come out and let's go and vote for Miss Samira. Now, honey, tell us, you are under 30.
I am 30.
So you are quite young.
Yes.
So my next question is, you being in Parliament, how would it affect the younger ones and also the older ones?
Yes.
What do you have as your package for them
Yes.
to sell yourself?
Yes. So, like I said, we need to start with a good representation in politics. So, if I'm there, it will already be, it will be good because we will have more young people in the European Parliament. And how you will feel that is that I will address the topics that, for example, we as young people find very important.
Okay.
Like, for example, education. To be more specific, the Erasmus program.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that with the Erasmus program, that, for example, many young people get the same access to this program so that they can study abroad, for example.
Okay.
So that is an example, but so you will feel that by the topics that, of course, me and other young members of the European Parliament
will become for just the young people.
No, I'm coming to
who will look at those who are 50 years very old.
No. I'm coming to the older ones. So one moment. So yes, by that, and I also want to use, for example, social media to make sure that young people can follow me and that they can see what I'm doing, because it is important that we become transparent on what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
I also want to invite young people to the European Parliament, but I also want to come to them to give them, for example, guest lectures about the European Parliament. Yeah. So these are just examples that what I'd like to do. But most important is, how will you feel it? You will feel it by the topics that I will address, and then the older generation.
Yes.
What part of my motivation is that I think that the new generation should stand up to protect the rights of the older generation.
Oh, okay.
So to make sure that they get this good pension, to make sure that they keep this good health care.
Yeah.
And that is what I'd like to fight for in the European Parliament.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully by who I am and what I can bring into the Parliament, I hope that many people will feel that in a different and in a positive way.
Yes, I hope so too. Yes. The issue of migration,
mm-hmm.
is it of any benefit to us as Africans?
Well, it is one very important that we work on these very good solutions for migration.
Mm-hmm.
My party D66 has done that the recent years. Mm-hmm. We have thought about solutions to make sure that migration is humane and that it is ethical. we want equal rights for migrants. For example, we want that when migrants are coming to Europe, that they can learn the language, that they can get education, and that they can work, because this is about equal rights. So yes, you will feel that in the way we will address the topic, and in the way we will think about the solutions. And that is exactly why I find it really important that Europe is also going to work with the countries, with, for example, the African countries, to work on a good solution. But also, for example, to look into, okay, what, for example, can we do from Europe in terms of knowledge and expertise, capacity building, to help building up other countries? Yes.
It is awesome. You have a lot, young woman. So, what is the inclusion project with Dutch police?
Yes. So
what is it all about?
Yes, I work in the for the Netherlands Police in the commissioner's staff, and indeed I work on inclusion. And inclusion is about the way that we treat each other. To make for the police, it is really important that we look into what is our own behavior, what is our own mentality and attitude towards society, because we are the one that needs to protect our citizens, right? So inclusion is really about how are we going to change our behavior in a positively way. So yes, that's what I'm working on.
Who are these we? Who? I don't understand you when you say how are we? Who are the we who are changing the behavior in the positive way?
The police
okay.
Force.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So, for example, it is really important that police forces in the streets that are having a behavior and a dialogue indeed, but a positive dialogue with the citizens.
Yeah.
That they are, for example, are trained to de-escalate situations, to not make it worse, for example.
Yes, it's true.
To not trigger conflict.
Yes.
But most of all, it is really important that everyone who lives here in the Netherlands and in Europe feels safe, but also feels that the police is there for them. And that is also a challenge that we now have nowadays, also in our society. That we are dealing with groups, with individuals who don't feel like the police is there for them.
Yes.
And that is a problem. That is a problem, and that is a topic that, for example, I am working on.
Yeah. Exactly, because we had a recent problem with this cyber crime. We were robbed of some amount of money because we were thinking this guy was real, and somebody wanted us to help them buy something from Africa. So, and having stayed here for a long time, so we were thinking, okay, we can help them do those things, okay? So unfortunately, it became a scam. And then we went to the police to complain because we've been working with the police. So we think, since we had this sort of problem, the police now, having known us for all of these years, they would cooperate and help us find, at least give us a bit assurance on what we can do, how we can tackle the problem. Because it happened from here to Poland, in Poland.
And this is exactly why we need European cooperation
I think it is very important, because this cybercrime is growing so rampant, and they are doing nothing about it.
This is exactly why we need European cooperation on security, and especially cybersecurity.
Yes. It's very important.
It is, yes.
So the police,
but it's terrible.
We've been working with them, and each time they call us to come and help them do something, we go. But we found ourselves, being left alone in this issue. And we didn't feel good about it.
What's extremely important, and that is my personal mission also to work for the police, is that people feel that they are really being supported. So that is my personal mission, definitely. But I know also the mission, a mission that definitely is being supported by the Netherlands Police.
Because I strongly believe that if a citizen will go out to the police and cry out and say, look at what happened, and we've been robbed of this amount of money, and when this money was transferred from our bank to this other bank, it will be easy for whoever is in Europe to track down this, and if you be a serious policeman. Okay, that's what I think. Because when I heard that when people have telephone numbers, you can easily track down who has this telephone number in any part, and you can even get the address of that person through the telecommunication systems. Okay, why can't the police do that? Why can't the police be able to trace another offender somewhere? Do you understand me?
Yeah.
Why can't they? Because because we are thinking that they are working in collaboration with each other, like police in Holland work in collaboration with the police in Poland.
And to I mean, of course, there is already, of course, cooperation, not only like within the Netherlands but also with other countries, of course. But again, this is exactly why I say we need to do this and tackle this on a European level.
Yes. It has to be done.
Yeah.
I think I support that.
Yes.
It has to be done. So we found out that these people could not help us. We went to Poland and they could not, the police as well, they could not help us. And then we wonder, we say, why are they calling themselves European Union when they cannot do anything? You know? They can't help their citizens. And that is why the cyber crime is gaining a lot of
Cybercrime is extremely serious right now. We need to take that very seriously to really make sure that our people in Europe is being protected.
Yes.
And so yes, we need to work on a European level to tackle this issue. Yes.
So is that one of the things you're gonna do when you become a member of parliament?
Yeah, so these are the topics that I definitely like to work on. Yes, and that is by the way a topic that my party D66 is extremely good on.
Yeah.
And they are really on it right now. Also in terms of legislation.
Yeah.
So yes, we are on it. So D66 is really on this. Yeah.
Okay. So, which of your past experiences would likely affect your role as a European Parliament?
Well, like I said, I think definitely my experience for the police, for the Netherlands police, of course. But I've been active now for 7 years in politics. I started at the youth department of D66, the Young Democrats.
Yeah.
So that's definitely what I bring in. But I also worked for the city of Amsterdam.
Oh, really?
Yes, almost 5 years. And you know, that gave me so much experience also on a local level.
Yeah.
Now on a national level in security. So I think that I have really relevant experience that I can bring in.
Yeah.
But I always worked in the field. So I always worked with young people, with women.
Yes.
I also trained women in Ghana.
Really?
Women in politics in Ghana. So you know, I think that it all it made me more rich instead of
there's
poor.
nothing negative about it.
No, there's no. I think this is exactly this experience, but also my experience as a social entrepreneur in Ghana. This is what made me now.
Yes, I can see that.
Yeah.
Look into the camera and tell our audience how they may vote for you.
Yes. So you can vote May 23. Again, you will receive the card at your address. It's a colored card.
So when is the card coming, really?
Well, it is already there.
Yeah,
some
because
people
I think so.
already received it, and some not. I didn't receive it yet, so I'm a bit nervous because people are already like texting. I received the card, and I'm like, I didn't receive the card yet. But I think it will come. I need to be patient. My father always said, "Oh, be patient," you know. Yes, so it will come. But I think many people already have it.
Yeah, because we have ours already.
Yes, and you can take that card May 23. And you can vote.
Who are the people who must vote? Who are eligible? Is it every person that can go and vote, or there are people who are eligible to vote?
Yes, when you're eligible, so when you have the Dutch nationality, you can vote. So it is, so that's possible. Yes. and it is really important that you do that and that you make use of it, and that you do that.
Do you speak? Do you speak a little bit of Ghana language?
Well,
Which one do you speak?
No,
Twi
I
of,
don't know.
What do you speak?
I always used to speak English with my father.
Do you speak Dutch?
So Dutch and English.
And English,
yes,
and what again?
And French and a little bit of Arabic and Papiamentu.
And you know that
Caribbean, from my Caribbean side. So yeah, but I always used to speak English with my father.
No. It's not about speaking English now. It's about reaching the grassroots. And you know that all of these people are watching us. All of these ethnic groups are watching us.
Yes.
Then I want you to just use 3 and invite the people. Speak the French one, Dutch, Papiamento, yes. Tell them to come out on the 23rd.
Yes. So it is really important to vote. Het is heel erg belangrijk om te stemmen.
Yeah.
Bij Volta.
Yeah.
So I will keep it to this.
Okay. Yes. And by voter number 3.
Yes.
D66. D66, number 3.
Yes.
Samira Rafaela.
Yes. Thank you.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. So we are about to sign up now. What is your final remark to those who you want to vote for you?
So I just want to say that if you're going to vote May 23, you vote about your future.
About your future.
Yes, and just make sure that you do that. You can vote. You can check, by the way, if you have the right criteria to vote. Like, for example, have you lived more than 10 years in the Netherlands, for example, or do you have the Dutch nationality? These are kind of criteria that you can look into and look if you have the rights to vote.
Yeah.
That in the first place, and then the second place, please vote because you can vote about your future.
I'm so shocked. You're not making it personal. You have to tell them, vote for me. That's the way you have to. Yes.
That's a bit of my Dutch side.
You don't just tell them vote. No, somebody can just go and vote. No, tell them vote for me. Yes. I want you to vote. Come on, appeal.
Vote for me because I want to work on a strong, social and safe Europe. I want everyone to be part of Europe and that you feel that you're part of Europe. So please vote for me. List 1, number 3. I am Samira.
Exactly.
Rafaela.
That is it. That is it, baby. That's it. So we hope that those who have listened to us, you will come out in your masses and you will join Miss Samira come the 23rd of May. Please. It doesn't take too much time to just go and vote. It's not like Africa where you have to queue up for lines for hours. This is just about 5 minutes. 5 minutes is done. So make that date available and let's go and vote. A vote for Samira is a vote for what? For strong, social and safe Europe.
Yes.
So we thank you. Is there any way they can? Is there, if they want to? Do you have any website in case they want to?
You can go to samirarafaela.eu, and I'm everywhere on social media. You can just type in Samira Rafaela, and you will find me on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter.
Yeah.
I have a website. And you can just contact me. There is no problem with that. So that is me being part of a new generation of politicians.
Yeah.
You can reach us easily, and we're on social media everywhere.
Awesome. Awesome. You had it by yourself. So please take this campaign very serious and let us see how we can push our own person to the parliament.
Yes.
God richly bless you, and we look forward to seeing you on the 23rd. Go with your family, go with your friends, go with the youngsters around you. Please mobilize them for Samira. Mobilize them for Samira. Thank you for being here, and I hope you have enjoyed it, and I wish you success.
Thank you.
Okay? Thank you for being here.